on this computer. Okay. Hi everyone. I'm so happy so many of you guys made it tonight. So, since it's been a while since I've done one of these, I'm also going to tell you guys just kind of, I don't know if I've ever told my story. It's been a while since I've told my story. So I'm going to tell my story really fast, and then I'm going to get into some like motivational punch us in the stomach kind of stuff, and then get to some strategy stuff. Good. And so you guys just like say anything and everything you want in the chat box, and I'll try to be good and remember to read it. Because I have it right over here. I'm going to be good. Okay. Also, I'm recording, so try not to fling-a-ling your private parts about. Not that you would. I don't. Anyway. Okay. Welcome to a Zoom call with me. So I kind of thought of a theme that like I've kind of been doing in my life, and it is like I'm trying to be even better all the time. So that's kind of the theme I wanted to hang out with today, is to be even better. And I wanted to tell you guys like how I got started in oil. So in November 2017, I had 2 babies under 2. I was like the heaviest I'd ever been. I was super lonely, even though on social media it looked like everything was fine and it was fantastic and life was great. But I was in like a really dark place, but I didn't, like, looking back, like when I think about it, like I didn't think I was in a dark place, but now that I look back at like all the work I've done, like I kind of was in a dark place, which is weird to say while you're laughing. But again, hi, I'm Lindsay, and that's how I do things. So anyway, so I saw one of my photography friends go live on Instagram, and I really looked up to her as a businesswoman, and she was sharing what she got in like her box from Young Living. And I was like, okay, if this girl is doing an MLM, like there has to be something different about this business than all of the other things I've seen. And like, I had bought oils from people like multiple times. I bought like a huge thing of the cleaner. Like I bought little like sniffleases from people in Florida for my babies. But guys, like none of them told me about the starter kit. Nobody. They're like, okay, yeah, order through me. And I did. They never followed up with me. They never asked how the things were. Anyway. So like when I watched her live, like she didn't approach me to buy a kit. All she did was say like, hey, like, and this is where I got my kit to start getting these things. Go to my profile and you can get one. And I like remember my heart like pounding, like feeling like I was almost like called to buy a starter kit. And so I went, I bought it, and I like was texting her or like messaging her all these questions, and she didn't get back to me for forever. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry, I was at dinner eating Mexican food with my family for someone's birthday or something. But like I had bought it without her like even walking me through. I don't know. I just feel like I need to say that sometimes, because I don't want you guys to ever like panic that you're not just like right there all the time for people, because people can figure things out most of the time. And so I purchased it because I had been so dedicated, like showing up for my photography business for almost 10 years. And I did all the things to make it work. Like anything you needed to do to make your business and photography work, I did it. And I was just like gung-ho about it. And I really wanted something that was going to make me like that passionate about my own health. And like the oils business was going to be it. So I actually like signed up to do the business. So I was like, okay, I have a business that's like forcing me to focus on my health. And like, it really has been. Like running businesses also is like in my blood. My great grandma, Hattie, she had a barber shop. My papa had a commercial sign business. My mama and her sisters had a daycare. My stepmom had a salon. My mom made retainers for orthodontists in our garage. She also made cakes and cleaned houses. And my dad taught concealed carry gun classes. So like everyone in my family has had their own business. And also everyone in my family also told me and my brother, like whenever we'd be like, we have a headache, they'd be like, we'll drink more water, instead of being like, here's a Tylenol. So like I was also raised like really naturally, and my family like led by example by like working out frequently to stay healthy. I think my brother and I grew up in jazzercise and YMCA daycares, and like at the OU stairs, like watching my dad run up and down the stairs when he could get in the stadium. So I started my photography business in 2008. with a tiny baby camera with my graduation money. I took a check for $30 and did a horribly awkward family photo shoot. And the rest is history. But with oils, it started with like a very small group. Like it was like me and Brittany and Bethany and Sarah, and like slowly growing other people. And we kind of like, how we started our businesses is we like just kind of detoxed our houses together. Like we detoxed our armpits together. We detoxed our shampoo, our cleaners. Like it was really funny, and it was just really fun to be doing it like with a group together. Like I remember like voxering Bethany and we were talking about taxes one time, and she was like, yeah, well, how much taxes do I need to pay on my $15 paycheck? And like, I like vividly remember that conversation. And now we're both silvers, and it's kind of nuts to think how much has happened in those 2 years. But after I detoxed our homes, like all the stuff or whatever, all of the things, I started like looking at myself and I was all detoxed, and I had this little team growing under me. And then one random day, which is like, I have like not a theory, it's not scientific, but I'm glad you like hearing the story. Which, by the way, guys, I love you all, but I'm not looking at you. I'm looking at my notes and the chat. So if you need to say anything, please, because I'm like so distracted if I look at faces, and then I'll go back to faces afterwards. And I'm trying to be really fast so I get you guys in bed soon. So after I'll go back to my theory. So I think after you detox everything, I think then your body starts realizing like other things that it had been meaning to deal with, but it was dealing with all the other stuff first. Do you know what I mean? So this is how it happened to me. So I detoxed everything, living great, doing great. And I like reached back on the back of my head. And sorry if anyone's husbands are listening, this is going to get a little personal. I was still on Mirena. If you guys know what Mirena is, it's like a intrauterine device that just like pumps hormones into your body. I had a surprise Hattie baby, so I didn't want to surprise other baby, so I had the Mirena. But okay, I went to the back of my head and I touched it, and I had 2 huge bald spots, literally that big, on the back of my head and under my hair, and I panicked. And I kept Googling, like a deep Google, like was like, Mirena could cause this. So I went to the doctor, and she was like, no, like you can't, Mirena wouldn't cause that. Let's test your thyroid. And I was like, no, honey, like you're going to take it out and then we'll see. And she took it out instantly, like hair grew back. It was fine. Like I've had other situations. Like one time I went to the doctor and I was very, very, very tired. And she was like, you're just overwhelmed. You have a baby and 2 businesses. Like you're just tired. And I was like, could you please test my blood? And she was like, oh, you're vitamin D deficient. So that's just my little spurt on like always be an advocate for your own health. The doctor's just like, I trust doctors and I trust medicine. I really do. But you always have to be an advocate for your own health. But with all of that, like my hair grew back, I had more energy, I was happier. And then I started thinking like, what could I do to be even better? Like, how could I be even better to like, for like everyone around me and my family? I'm not gonna cry, but like for some reason, like every now and then there's a part of this next story that like makes me want to. But I just wanted to like, how can I be better for my family? And how can I be better for my businesses? And it starts with me. So like I started Weight Watchers and like lost 30 pounds and felt a lot better. And then I thought, okay, how do I get even better beyond this? How do I focus more on my health and better myself and like, make myself more joyous so I'm better for my kids and my businesses? And so I joined a gym with a friend, and it was terrifying. I was terrified because like these people were like fit, but my friend showed up with me and she was there next to me, like groaning with me and cheering like side by side. And like, I like a lot of like my like aches and pains I'd been having from like sitting on my rump for so long, like went away, and I had energy to like run with my kiddos, like actually run. So here I am, I'm like detoxed, eating healthy, working out, going to church, reading my Bible, showing up for my businesses. But then I'm like, okay, how do I get even better? And because the scary answer and it's what I'm about to teach on. And it's, for some reason, it's scary to me. I don't know why. A lot of you guys in here are really good at this. But my scary thing is opening up my home to others. And like, I'm nervous, like everything good that I've started, like I was always nervous to start it. And so like, I'm nervous to start this, excuse me. I should have brought a beverage in here, just like everything else. I'm nervous to start this, but here's the thing. Like, I wasn't nervous to go to the gym because I had a friend going with me. So I want us to like do this together and be better together and like be trying these new things together. So I don't know if you guys knew this. My husband's the executive director of a camp, but before that, he was a basketball coach. And so, look, we've been going to our friends' basketball games, and I was like, "How did you get teenage?" Because as you guys do this, and as you grow your teams, eventually you're going to step more and more and more into a leadership role. Like, that's my goal. Like, I'm not your boss. Like, I want you guys to do these with your teams eventually. Like, you're going to have it's called duplication. But I was like, how do you get teenagers to like run as fast as they can and throw themselves on the ground chasing for a ball in a game? Like I'm sorry, but like I don't know if you've seen a teenager like off the court, but like they are not normally that like gung-ho about anything. So I was like, how did you get teenagers to do that stuff? And he told me like two main things that they did. And so he said, which sounded a little harsh at first, but it kind of made sense. He said, remind them of past failures and where they used to be. They had like their wins and losses of the previous year taped to the backboard of the goal during practice. And they were like 2-23, which means, that means they won 2 games and lost 23. So I may have said that backwards, but so like every day in practice, they like strive to be better than they were last season. And they like hustled really hard for that. Amanda knows that I don't like the word hustle, but sometimes you put it in there. The other thing he told me is that you have to trust the process and be patient. It takes a really long time, he said, to grow a program. Like, he was always working details and paying attention to the middle schoolers because he knew that eventually they were going to be on his varsity team. So like, when you guys get builders and you get new people on your team, like doing that little micro work of like reteaching them over and over again to fall in love with their oils and fall in love with their product, and teaching people how to open up their virtual office and where is this and how to order that. You know what I mean? Like, over and over again, and teaching someone to do that so they can teach someone else to do that. So here's now to our steps. And again, like I can copy paste these in the thing later. These are like kind of, I don't know. These are like things that I would write down if I was going to write things down, but don't worry about writing them down because I'll send them. So at the beginning of each month, I want you to look at your virtual office and like check, because you can check the months. I want you to check and see where you were last year, this month. And if this is your first year running the business, guess what? You're already like 100% ahead of where you were last year. So but strive to be better than last month. So right now I'm trying to be better than January, but remind myself how far I've come since 2019 January. And like, remind yourself that you're doing it, and there's no timeline to this. You don't need to cut yourself off if you don't make it to a certain thing at a certain point. The only thing you need to focus on is consistency, to be better and show up. I've been reading this book by John Maxwell, and he spoke at convention last year. So good. Like, every word that falls out of his mouth, I'm like, just put it in my brain. But in his book, Leader Shift, he talks about this. There's a quote by Babe Ruth. Baseball. I'm doing basketball, baseball. Here we go. We're sportsing it up. But Babe Ruth said, today's home run won't win tomorrow's game. So you're doing it, and you're doing it, and you're doing it. Oh, thanks. I'm okay. You see, even those chats have distracted me. You said I was cute, and I feel okay. like I said, so if you had a great day today and you got to let's say you got to sign up today, say you got 14 signups today, it's not going to win tomorrow's game. You got to wake up the next day, focus on your next task. If you got 0 signups today, if you got 12 people deactivate today, tomorrow's another day. John Maxwell also said that he has a quote in his office that said, yesterday ended last night. So I try to tell myself that frequently in all the things. Like, that was yesterday, today's today, we're going to focus on today. So those are just some like starter quote. I don't know. It gets a little funky here when I go, but I think, and I've noticed in my life how important it is to make a plan. We're about to talk about our plan. If you don't have one or don't know what to do, like, follow what I'm about to show you. If you have a different plan and you want to like go off on your own and not follow this thing that I'm about to show you, do it, but do something. Like, be consistent and do something, and like show up for something. But again, I'm not your boss. I'm here to be your community. I'm here to be your cheerleader. I'm here to be your coach if you want. And that's only from all the learning I've learned from the people who are just a little further down the road from me. But okay, here's my hard hitter. Because all of this, like, it's a little hard. You have to like look yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, I'm going to show up, and this is how I'm going to show up. I'm going to read this part twice. So, opportunities are always surrounded by uncertainty. Overcoming uncertainty requires courage. So again, opportunities are always surrounded by uncertainty, like always. Overcoming uncertainty requires courage. Like, you guys who have kids, before you had a kid, you had no idea what was about to happen, but like, it was probably the biggest leap of faith you've ever done. And you had that kid, and still every day you don't know what's going to happen. But like, it's like the best opportunity you've ever had in your life. You know what I mean? You had no idea what was going to happen. You still don't know what's going to happen. And like, you get to wake up to this joy every single day of that little kiddo. If you haven't had kids yet, you'll get it. Okay. And then here's a little punch in the gut to that one. All of this is from Leader Shift. Basically, just read that book. If you save yourself some time with me, if you want, and go read that book. You need to let go of some things and be dedicated to getting better. It's not easy, especially when you first start doing it. Often you'll leave behind something that has worked I need a drink of water. Often, or maybe something stronger. Often you'll leave behind something that has worked to pursue something untested, and you'll have to deal with the tension between the stability that gives you security and the adaptability that opens up opportunities that will empower you to get better and become someone new. Go get water. If I get water, my children will storm. I'm like Normandy in here. I'm locked up in here. No, I can't. Anyway, I'll just swallow my spit. Text your hubby. But they will come with him. They will storm the door with him. I got this. I'll stop talking so fast. Okay. So, every day when it comes to opportunity, so like, I want you guys to like emergency water supply. I know I sprint. Normally I have one. I sprinted in from the basketball game. So every day I want you guys to like look at yourselves in the mirror and say like, what opportunities will come up for me to help someone else today? Like they always say, like, you know, when you stick your face into the faucet in the bathroom. That's kind of a good idea. Maybe Josh has an old water over there. So they always say, like, when you get a new car, you guys, when you get a new car, you always see that car on the road, no matter what, you know what I mean? Or if like, you're thinking like someone, you know, I don't know, you're planning on seeing someone, like they have a red car, all you see is red. So if you ask yourself, what opportunities will come up for me today to help someone else, and you think about that, they will come up because you have your eyes open to them. Like, look for the eyes that are looking for your eyes. I'm going to get into that a little bit later when it comes to confidence, but like, I don't want you guys to like do things out of fear. Like a lot of my stuff today, like it took me, this is going a little off script, but like I get nervous for stuff like this because I'm like, okay, I'm nervous. I'm not going to help anybody. Like I'm nervous. I'm just going to talk a whole bunch and not help anybody. And I'm doing it for the people that like, I just really, really want to help. You know what I mean? Instead of doing it for the people who like, will be like, okay, I've got this and I'll take it and run with it. Does that make sense? So just focus on planting seeds every day and adding value to other people. Like they said in a Zoom call the other day, like you can't bless other people if you keep your mouth shut. You can't. I have really big dreams for this business and for my family, and those don't happen if I sit in the corner quiet and scared. They just don't. So, some ways to like think about doing that is tell stories, like your stories on how an oil helped, how a product helped you, what this business has done for you. Even if you're a baby in this business, like you're here and you're showing up and this is something that you've never done before and you can share about that. Meet needs of other people. If your friend's baby is teething and you don't offer them Copaiba, like for her weary soul, then you're just being rude. Like, guys, you have little tools to help people. Like, open up your eyes. And like, I was at ballet the other day, missed you, Bethany, but there was a little girl in there whose son was teething, and I was like, I will bring you. I should have brought you her that day. You're being a ho. Oh, but I was like, you need Copaiba. I will bring you some. Like, I should have brought you her that day, but I said, I'll bring her some next week. If he's still teething, I don't know how long, I don't remember how long teething lasts. I think forever. Mindset. Don't let yourself scroll Instagram and Facebook for the rest of your life. Don't. Like, stop. Stop scrolling because it's a waste of your time. I do it like it's bad, but like take ownership that like this is a business. And if you put effort into it, guys, like my photography business has been so slow the past few months, and I'm like switching over scrolls. I'm switching over. My Young Living check literally paid my part of the mortgage and my car payment. Like that money would not have come from anywhere else. And that's because I've continually showed up for 2 years. 2 years. Yeah. Like every day, just putting a little effort into it every day. And it like was our safety net. Like it caught us. And anyway, I'm just like so thankful to past Lindsay that she's kept showing up. Okay. So then consistency, I talked about it earlier, but literally the only way to do anything is to be consistent. If you want to lose weight, be consistent. You want to learn to play guitar, be consistent. You want anything to work out, be consistent. And now I will quote Justin Bieber. His song, As Long As You Love Me, there's a lyric. I think it's a shot. It's not his. I don't know who wrote it. But the lyric is, the grass ain't always greener on the other side. It's green where you water it. Okay? So water the dang grass. Be confident. Roll on your valor. Put on the coffee. And just make the Facebook event. Invite people to your house. It's terrifying. But like, if it's scary to you, if you like, here we are, here's your community. Like, tell us what you're scared of and we will tell you why you shouldn't be scared of that. Like, if you want to be honest, I'm scared to invite people to my house because my couches are disgusting. Like they're covered in peanut butter. And I just need to remember, like, if they're coming to my house, they want to benefit themselves somehow. And I need to stop worrying about not making it about me, but benefiting other people. Wisdom from the man-child beeps. That's right. Okay. Oh, also Craig Groeschel, pastor of Life Church, said, comfort never moved me to action. Like being super comfortable where he was never made him like be like, I got to get up and do something. So like get uncomfortable. Okay. Now I sent you guys the Google Doc. I'm going to run through it. If you've never gotten the Google Doc, I don't know how to look at all these things at once. If you, first of all, thanks for still being here and making it through that. I've got 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Can you give me 10 minutes? Is that good? Deanna, are you okay with 10 minutes? You look like you're going to fall asleep. Okay. I didn't check on anybody else. Is anybody else going to fall asleep? Devin, hopefully that baby falls asleep. No, not falling asleep. Okay. So if you've never gotten the Google Doc of everyday tasks, I will resend that in the group. Nod yes if you've seen that before. No, yes, no, maybe. I'm going to resend it right now. Okay, I'm doing some clicking, doing some light clicking here, and a copy and a paste. Okay, this is Google Doc 1 of 2 that I'll be sending you. I'm going to sprint through this and just go over each one. Shelby and I got together earlier this year and put together tasks. Like if you don't know what to do or what have you, this is a really good task list. Every day there's an option. If you don't know how to do any of those things, message me, message your upline, message your emotional support person, whatever. But here's everyday tasks, once a week tasks. S's are hard when your mouth is dry. And then once a month tasks. So like some of these can be taken care of with the Google Doc that I sent the other day, which I will send that one now just in case. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. And so like sometimes you like it says host a class and these are the classes that we're talking about. So I put in the second Google Doc, I put some of the little quoties that I shared from today. And then I also put the income disclosure. So you always have that right there. And then put the hours of the week, hours per week worked. So like if you eventually want a platinum paycheck, like no, I mean, this right now is considered work. So like, this is like check 30 minutes of the work. You know what I mean? Like, I know that's silly, but it's just different looking work than you've ever done before. It's a Instagram post, it's texting somebody, it's going to someone's, like going to coffee and talking about the kid or the business with somebody. Like that's work. So those are like examples of how many hours each rank works. And then I put a link again to the daily, weekly, monthly tasks. And then I put a number tracker in there. So that's helpful if you're going to like look back on different seasons and show like how much you've worked, how far you've come, all of that. And if you're a numbers person, that numbers tracker is really pretty. These are like the prettiest pictures I've ever seen. And this is like the little place you can get some of those. They have a look around in there. They have a bunch of pretty stuff if you're looking for some different pictures. Okay. So this is like the big idea. Here's my like excited, let's do this together, like woo woo thing. I really love focused work. And this, you can use this idea too. Like when I started, I got a really good peak in interest when I took each oil of the starter kit and released one a day. I was like, today's lemon day, and we're going to talk about all things lemon. And the next day was lavender day. And then I did it for however many days, did diffuser day. And then at the end of that, I said, okay, and like, here's how much all this is and get it. And so people had been like slowly educated and knew where the education came from, and it like frequently showed up if they were looking, in their timeline. And it wasn't just like one post that said buy the starter kit, but it was very educational because people don't have the attention span. Like they're in their scroll hole, just going. And they need little drips of stuff. Like if I see a big long post, I'm like, oh, I got to save that for when I'm like in the bathroom by myself, which doesn't happen. But you know what I mean? It's like, oh, I don't have time to read all that. So this is like breaking things down so we can have a focus as a team. So I'm just going to run through, because all of them are kind of copy pasted except for like the specifics. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So I'm going to talk about March, and then like lightly just talk on all of the others. So March is, it says like, here is a message that I use Project Broadcast, but if you don't have a big enough team for Project Broadcast yet, then you can just personally message this when you do your first of the month thing, and you say, hey, here are the promotions. Also, I just want to let you know our theme for this month is Ditch and Switch. We'll be talking a lot about switching items under your sink for healthier options for you and your family. We'll be having an in-person class at my home, wherever you want to have it, the church, the library, on blank. I left that blank so you can like pick whenever you want to have your in-person class, and an online class blank. And then we're going to do a fun thieves cleaner giveaway. So, and it says down at the bottom how they win it. If they show up to a class, they get 2 entries. Or if they show up to an online class, they get 1 entry. And if they show up to an in-person class, they get 2 entries. Now, this is not me. Like, I'm not hosting this class and you guys bring all your people. I want there to be like I told Amanda, like a Chickasha campus, a Yukon campus, a New Jersey campus, a Austin campus. Like, you guys are all doing your own, like, we're doing this together as like business people, but you guys have got this. And so like, you're going to do your thieves cleaner giveaway, and you're going to like take care of your people and focus on your people and their education. So then like a few days later down the month, you message them and say, hey, as you know, this month's theme is ditching and switching. One of my favorite items we've swapped out a crud ton of cleaning products for is the thieves cleaner. This graphic shows you all the different ways you can use it. And honestly, the fact that the harsh chemicals and fragrances of the grocery store cleaners aren't in my home, it doesn't give me a headache to clean anymore. And I don't have to worry about my kids being harmed by chemicals. All that builds up over time. So that's like a personal message. Honestly, if you want to, you can copy and paste that and send that to your people. Just like word it how you would word it and you would talk. And then there's a little graphic right there that you can send to them. And then I am really suggesting that you do in-person classes if you can. I understand like some of you have newborns and don't want the flu in your home. Like, got it. But if you can, which if you know you can, like people, you can do this. Make a Facebook invite people. Don't like invite some of your new downline people. Don't invite your builders. Don't invite your upline. Don't invite people who like are oils on other teams. Like invite new people who have ever talked to you about stuff. Invite like your baby new people in your team. And have them come over, and I put the class down there. You can teach the online class in person, and you can kind of do like a light run through with it, and like highlight the specifics you want to, but like talk about, and I put the class on each one of these, talk about the cleaner, and just talk about how you get like crappy bleach that's like wreaking havoc on your lungs, like out of your house. And I will also, since I'm doing this too, like I'll be sending you guys like little bitty things that you can post, or you can like text to people or share with people. So we'll do like mini stuff too. But invite people, do an event and have it be at your home, and then do a follow-up online class. Like if you missed our in-person, here's all the information, and we'll keep it here until the event goes inactive, but you can check back. At the top of this, I said, with all of this, always point back to the starter kit and always point to ER. So you can be like, yes, you can buy one cleaner, but it's, if you're going to want to keep buying it, then just, and you also want the oils that I have sitting out here, like get a starter kit, get yourself on ER, you'll get the points back, and it benefits you because you're saving money with points and the wholesale membership. So all of those are pretty similar. Then April, I have as like bathroom ditch and switch, where you're like doing your shampoos, your deodorants, conditioner. If you want to do makeup, you can too. But like, also, I don't know if I've ever told you guys this. If there is a product you don't like love from Young Living, like don't talk about it. You don't have to. If you love something else, talk about that. Like it is all about like my main thing is like making sure that people's homes are healthy for them and stuff is working for them. Like I personally don't use the makeup. It just didn't, when I wear makeup, I need it to last like 20 hours. So, and that makeup just didn't last that long for me, but I try to like use a non-toxic makeup. But I like, so if you love the Young Living makeup, do the makeup class. So I have the makeup class on here if you want. Like I like die hard love their skincare stuff. So I will probably put a big focus on like skincare, and like I also love their shampoo. So I will probably like do a big focus on those two things. And then like when you think about it, you have like if you're like, oh, I don't want to just talk about there's so much with Young Living. I don't want to just talk about one thing. If you get one person in your downline to fall in love with the shampoo and conditioner, then they will want to be on ER to order that every month and save themselves money. Do you know what I mean? Like they may not always need a bottle of lavender every month. They may not put 20 drops of it in their diffuser like I do. Like they may be more stingy with their stuff. You know what I mean? Like get people falling in love with these other really great products they have, and then you'll have product users like hopefully for life, you know, and get yourself some residual income, and good for all. So the next one's Mayflowers. It's very corny, but I have it like talking about ditching and switching candles and perfume. So we'll be a little bit hard hitter on like how terrible candles are. show that slow flicker of the desert mist. And there is a class in there, which Amanda finally found for me. I hunted it forever. The candle ditch and switch, and how like yucky candles are. The guy's really like, I was at my husband's, he makes so much fun of me. I'm pointing, he can't hear me, but he makes so much fun of me. I worked in a few months ago. I went to his office and I worked in there for like 5 hours, and they had a candle burning the whole time. I swear to the Lord above, I was ill, had a headache, like my nose was it was terrible. And like, I was like, snot was like running out of my nose, and I was like, candle. And he's like, it was not the candle. And I was like, candle, it was terrible. It's like, you guys are slowly killing yourselves in there. Don't decide the worth of the products for the people, let them decide for themselves. Yes, absolutely. Like I thought CBD and Ningxia, I looked at that price at first before I ever used them, and I was like, this is intense. And then I started using them, and I was like, never stop them coming to my home. I need them. Like I need the chill and the energy. I don't understand how I need both, but I need both. June is travel oils. Don't leave home without these. That is also convention month. So those of us coming to convention will also be able to get you guys, every year they release a brand new little line of products, and they do a really great job of educating everyone at convention about the products. So we'll be talking about travel oils, and like, so think about, like I have a personal testimony or a personal love of like DiGi's and Thieves and Peace and Calming when I travel. Like I don't leave home without those. But there may be different oils that you guys refuse to leave home without. And again, like if you don't want to do the giveaways that I've listed, like pick your own. If you just want to do a DiGi's roller because it saves you some money, like that's totally fine. Like, but look through here. Don't just copy and paste willy-nilly. Like make sure that like the stuff that is being said is what you want to do. But at the end of every month, look ahead to the next month. Think about ordering on your ER the stuff you're going to need for your giveaway, and setting up your in-person and online class dates. July, I think, is going to be really fun because we'll have just gotten back from convention. So I think doing a peek of running an oils business and just kind of like showing people how we do this. I have talked to Bethany about this. Like, I'm kind of considering posting this call on my social media, like putting it on YouTube and like telling people like, this is how it works. This is the stuff we talk about. Like, it's not creepy. It's not weird. We're just here talking about our businesses and talking about oils and plans. So I think we kind of like let people into that world. And because I think, yeah, Erin's on here. Erin, can I tell your story? I'm going to tell your story real fast. And then you can type whatever. I may unmute. If you want to be unmuted, let me know. But like, so guys, Erin's on here and we've been friends for a while. Like, we volunteered at camp together. Oh, my mom surprised me 7 year camp was went to Jersey. Oh, those are fancy, I hear. Oh no. Sell them to someone on Facebook Marketplace and get you a new diffuser or something. So, okay, about Erin. So Erin's a good friend of mine. We volunteered at camp together, like slept in the same cabin. I don't know if you guys know how like you bond over. Oh crap! It's almost 9:30. Sorry. Sorry, Deanna. She's like half asleep. Yeah. So we were just close, bonded over camp, and she signed up with me. I don't know when you signed up, Erin, but Erin signed up, and she enrolled her mom, and then kind of went crickets. For like, 11 months, because I messaged her and I said, hey, you're about to go inactive. And she was like, you know what? I don't want to go inactive and I want to come in and do the business and get 3 builders on in my. So like, why was I saying that? But, and she like talks about the business. And so she's like had friends, then, you know, some that are on here, like, come and join her for the business because she showed up and talked about it. People aren't going to just randomly be like, hey, I want to do that business with you, unless you're saying like, hey, come do this with me. So that's what July's focus will be. September, we're going to talk about supplements. August is back to school. So like feelings oils, immune system oils. September is going to be supplements, where we talk about all, like, I love Young Living supplements. I just really, anyone that I've ever tried. I started off with Erin sharing her stories into, yes. And so supplements, October's all things fall. We're going to try to get all the people to have all natural pumpkin spice smelling homes. November, we're going to talk a ton about Black Friday. Black Friday is like the best Young Living sale of the year. So if we talk about it all month, people will be prepped and ready. And then also talk about like gift planning, like how you can use oils to give to gifts to people, and like use your credit that you've been saving all month, your product credit. And then December, I think we'll do a year in review and just kind of lightly touch on everything. So the details of like how we're going to do everything is in there. We'll be talking about this stuff more frequently. And so the end. How do you feel about that? Do you have any questions? Does it look like too much? Does it look like just enough? Does it look like not enough? You can type, you can talk. But that is, you're excited. Yay. Hang on, I'm going to stop the recording. Okay, bye, recording.